So, a very warm good morning to everyone from Team Carnage. I'm Paulo Lama, the leader of the team, and Esa Prajapati and Resa Shrestha are other team members. We are here to give you a quick presentation on reflection on performance and evaluating a project. As you might find these two topics similar, so we are also going to clarify the differences between them. Here are the table of contents. So let's start. Firstly, let's talk about reflection. Next slide. Next slide, Resa.
पैसा
Yes. Okay. So firstly, let's talk about reflection. What is it and why is it useful? Reflection is a process of exploring and examining ourselves, our perspectives, attributes, experiences, and actions or interactions. It involves looking back on what was done, how things happened, and what can be done to improve future outcome. It helps us gain insight and see how to move forward. Its power lies in being able to help you develop your understanding of the way you learn, the subjects you are studying, and to define your longer term goals. It can help to promote critical thinking and problem solving skills, both of which are key to academic success. But it has further uses that relate to life skills. It is an essential part of personal development and prepares you for the world of work, encouraging you to develop the habit of analyzing your actions or events and considering the consequences. Reflection is often done as a writing because this allows us to explore our reflection and develop them more thoughtfully. However, it can also take the form of conversation with a critical friend, tutor, or mentor. Now let's talk about types of reflections. Next slide. So basically, there are two types of reflection: reflection in action and reflection on action. Reflection in action. This is the reflection that takes place in the moment while you are still involved in the situation. Reflection in action involves using analysis of observation, listening and touch or feel to solve the problem. It is like thinking on your feet. It involves consider the situation, decide how to act and act immediately. For example, most of you guys here feel distracted in this lecture by thinking about what to have in your lunch. But you also want to get most of the lectures, so you need to find a way to help you focus. For that, you start making some notes of the key points. In this way, you reflect in your action. You immediately find a way to keep you focused while you are still in the lecture. Whereas reflection on action, on the other hand, takes place after the action has happened. It involves reconsider the situation and think about what need to change in the future. For example, you gave a very bad presentation on round one. You think about the presentation and noted what went bad and what went good. You also find out what changes you will made and implemented them on your second round of presentation. This is reflection on action. Now let's talk about reflection on learning. Next slide. Reflection on learning is about students becoming aware of their own thinking process and being able to make those transparent to others. It enables assessment of the why and how of the learning and what needs to be done as a result. Reflective learners assimilate new learning, relate it to what they already know, adapt it for their own purposes, and translate the thought into action. Over time, they develop their creativity, their ability to think critically about information and ideas, and their metacognitive ability. That is their ability to think about their own thinking. Another topic is reflection on practice. So, a reflection on practice is defined as exercising self awareness and observations after an experience. Reflection on practice helps the practitioner in skills of self awareness, assertiveness, confidence, and personal or professional development. In other meaning, reflective practice is thinking about or reflecting on what you do. It is closely linked to the concept of learning from experience, in what you think about what you did and what happened and decide from that what you will do differently next time. Now I'd like to call Issa to talk about evaluating the project.
Project evaluation planning. Evaluating a project means performing a rigorous analysis of completed goals, objectives, and activities in order to determine whether the project has produced planned results, delivered expected benefits, and made desired change. As a process, project evaluation takes a series of steps to identify and measure the outcomes and impacts resulted from project completion. Next slide. Now let's find out how to evaluate projects, what indicators to consider, and how to design a project evaluation plan. Let's discuss about the indicators. The project evaluation process involves an analysis of different components or indicators that characterize the project's progress towards the achievement of its goals and objectives. These components or indicators are outcomes and impacts. Now let's discuss about the outcomes. In terms of project evaluation and management, outcomes defines the measurable results and benefits that are observable within the targeted environment once the project is done. Outcomes describe short-term and modern-term effects generated by the project. For example, improve knowledge, new skills, and increase understanding of business environment. And next one is impacts. Impacts determines and measure the extent to which goals and objectives of the project are achieved. For example, increase quality of a project and enhance productivity of personnel. Next slide. Now let's quickly discuss about the evaluation plan. Exploration and analyzing of the relationships between project outcomes, impacts, goals, objectives, and activities can be managed under a project evaluation plan. Such a plan provides a set of tools to measure progress in implementing the project and its key components such as goals, objectives, and activities. In designing a project evaluation plan, there are some general guidelines for project evaluation. Step one is identify outcome and impact. As we have already explained, through measuring outcome, we can understand the extent of goal achievement, whereas through evaluating project impacts, we can identify a project overall effect on the environment and its targeted to. And the second step is choose evaluation method. Choosing evaluation method will focus on results and benefits as well as impacts. And the third step is report on the evaluation. Report includes our conclusion about the project's ability to produce desired change and uh, accomplishing preset goals and objectives. Now the further topics will be discussed by Resa.
Thank you, Isa. Difference between reflection and evaluation. Reflection is a process on your experience in order to learn from that experience.